YouTube, and welcome back if you've been here before, and welcome to if you're new. I'm really happy to see you here on my channel. My name is Martina. I am the only person behind this channel called Nomade Knitter. I live in Denmark. I moved here recently. I've been living my whole grown-up life in Germany, but I originally came from Denmark. So I'm kind of new discovering this country that is where my dad's ancestors are from, and my mom's too. My mom is from the Danish minority in Germany, so I guess they are very Danish too. So I grew up very Danish, but still not traditional Danish way. And I feel when I'm here in Denmark, very like an alien, getting to know things from the beginning. But it's a very nice journey that I'm on right now. My boyfriend is also living with me in Denmark. We have an apartment. Right now we're living at my dad's, and we have this one room, and yeah, so finally soon I will have some really nice places to film that is all mine, and that I can design and decor, if you might call it that, my way. And I can't wait, because right now it's like I have this kitchen that I like, and the light is really beautiful in the morning, and I film there, and in my room a little bit like with the background of my own things, my art. And so on this channel I talk a lot about knitting, because I've been knitting full time for the last half year, I think, and I love knitting. I'm not a full-time knitter anymore. I started a job recently in a bakery, in a coffee, like a cafe. I make coffee, and I'm also going to be in the bakery because I am actually a baker. I did my baker apprentice back in 2016. That's when I finished. And now in this bakery they are only baking with sourdough. Like the pastries are also with yeast, but the bread and the buns is all only sourdough, and I'm really intrigued by that. So I might start talking about sourdough on this channel. Who knows? We'll see. I also am really eager to learn about it. Yeah, and I love to talk about ceramics. I got this new candlelight holder from my friend Marie, who has a business called Måne Ceramics, and I ordered this recently, and a cup, and so pretty. So I think this channel will be about definitely not only knitting, because there's so many things that interest me, and I will just share. That's what you do, right? And that's what I think is also nice about podcasters on YouTube. I watched Johanna from knittingpodcast the other day, and she was like, just skip ahead if you don't want to know all these new updates about me, if you want only hear about knitting. And I think we're not really here only about knitting, right? We want it all. That's what I definitely appreciate about knitters, and to see who's behind the knitting needles, like who's really holding these knitting needles and creating these beautiful fabrics. So I think that's it about me for now. I'm drinking this matcha latte. I made it with date syrup, so it became kind of grey. It was beautiful green, and then I put the syrup in, and now it's grey. And I'm also drinking some kombucha that I made myself. It's my second batch this time around, like I have been doing it before, some years back. Let's get right into it, because you can probably peek that I'm wearing something knitted. Like today, the outfit that I'm wearing, the object that I'm wearing is also a finished object. I'm very pleased, but also a bit, I'll show you first and then I'll talk. So this is the top. It's the Ripple Halter by Jessie Maed Design, and it's cropped just a little bit. I love these increases here and here, and I really love this neck detail. I love just tops that cover my chest like this. I think it has a really flattering way on my shoulders, something that I like. But it is somehow it should have been bigger, but I'm afraid if I make it bigger it's going to be too loose, because it's very loose now. So I made I think I made the size extra small. I don't consider myself like being that, but it's because I'm branded by fast fashion, you know. There I used to be medium size, and now I'm suddenly an extra small. I don't understand, but it's how it is. and yeah, I would like them to be more covering more of my boobs. So I think I should just do a bigger size that goes more over the edge, and then not add as many stitches down here as in the pattern. It said like to add all these to pick up stitches, and I think I would just avoid them so it can be tight, because I think tops always get really loose on me at some point. I mean, it's also probably because of the wool, but yeah, this is, I think also I've realized that I'm a very light knitter, like a very loose knitter, so all my garments always get really loose, looser than the pattern, and I also don't do swatch, so I think I should start getting better and more consistent doing swatches. Yes, I'm guilty, but yes, I'm gonna try to do that more in the future. I know that, because I want to learn from my mistakes and not do them all over again, and then maybe just always go down half a needle size instead of going down sizes too much. But yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey. We're all on a journey. So this is finished, and it is Malabrigo yarn, their Sockyarn. It has like 20% of polyamide, I think. So this is also not a top, not a yarn that I would normally use for a top, because the rest of it is wool. So I would love to make this top again with 50% wool and a 50% cotton. Let's continue as we were already. Finished objects. I'll go to the next. So I have I'm just gonna start with the smallest accessory things, and then we will get on to the bigger things. We have a hat. First finish up, no, second. And this is just, yeah, I'm not happy with it. It's too loose. I might just open it up, like it's way too big. It has like, but my boyfriend, he can wear it. Yeah, actually I think he wore it already once. And this is just the Weekend Hue by Petite Knit. I'm not gonna say much more about it, it's too big. I don't like it. And the yarn is some Suri alpaca. I can put it in the link below which one it is in the description down below. I'm just gonna go continue because it's not exciting, this hat. It's just that yarn is not meant for the hat, for that pattern. I just held the double on the needles that she recommended in the pattern, but yeah, not good. So I made another hat because I went to the Netherlands. If you watch my last video, or my last video where I went to the Netherlands to visit a friend, and I also talk about this hat there. I bought the yarn in the Netherlands. It's the Pluto Loppy yarn. I mean, it's not from the Netherlands, but they had it there on sale. It's from Iceland. And this is this black grayish, it has like these white light gray spots in it. I'm really liking it. And this is also Johanna from Knittingpodcast. She helped me a little because I always use patterns for hats and I was not thinking myself, and she's helped me and said you can just take this and this amount of stitches and just do whatever you want, and that's my go-to pattern. And I used it. I did what she said, and I don't know how many stitches it was. 100. I want to say 94 on needle 4. I don't know. But then I did this 1x1 ribbing, and I added this double knit that she does, that Petite Knit always does in her things, like in her collars or like in the Weekend Hue. It just keeps it from stretching out too much. It's really a great technique, and it shows exactly where the fold is for the brim. They call it brim? I think so. So a 1x1 ribbing here and a 2x2 ribbing up here. I was inspired by Martina from We Go Wild once again. She did it for another hat, and I like that kind of like two different things here. And yeah, the rest is just a hat. Did some decreases here every second row, I think. Started with the pearl stitches and then later on with the knit stitches to knit them together. But it's very hard to show because it's so dark. Yeah. So the yarn was on sale from €8 to €4. was very, very nice and cheap for this one big plate. And I have some left. They are like 100 gram. And they are huge, these plates. The first time for me, what? Oh, I didn't tell you at all. It's unspun yarn. So it's unspun yarn. Plutulopi is the name. And I wanted to try it, and I thought a hat is a good start. And the yarn broke freaking many times. And it was very annoying. And a friend of mine, or a knitter friend, she was like, I could never do that. She was like really, And I was also, I can do it, I'm gonna continue, it's okay. And but it was actually okay. It was annoying, but it was somehow okay, because it was this beautiful raw material that helped me helped me be softer and more calm and not pull too hard on the strand and knit carefully. Like, I mean, that is such a lesson, right? Sometimes I can sit and knit and be like, I want to finish. I was talking to my boyfriend the other day, and we were talking about knitting, if it calms me down, and he was like, I'm under the impression that you were very stressed when you knit. It's like, you know, when you were being asked something and you're like, I'm counting! 1, 2, 3. So it's like, sometimes I'm not so calm with knitting, but it's still my thing. My only thing that I do, that I consistently do. Everything else, I lose my interest so fast. My focus, I lose it so fast. Like, doing this podcast, telling about yarn, it's also working very well for me. Yeah, so this yarn helped me calm down a bit more when I knit, and to realize the material that I'm working on, like, get in touch with it. It was very beautiful lesson. And the hat is beautiful. Oh, put it on. Yeah, it's nice. But the next hat that I'm going to make, because I want to make a spring hat, or a hat that I can also wear inside, because these are warm hats. I don't like inside. Even in winter, they're too warm. My head is like heating up. So I think I would like to have a cotton and wool mix hat. Would be nice. Next object that is finished is just a little scarfy, like a little tiny scarf that I did, and I was inspired by scarf number 1 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, and also by a knitting badge handkerchief by Niklas Knits. It's a mix of those two and a little bit of my own, but it was just a stitch count and the inspiration for the holes, and I like it. It's also 50 cotton, 50% yarn, and I use it when it's very cold at night and we have the window open. It's right above the bed, and I always sleep with the scarf. And the yarn ones are too warm, so now I switch it down to up to a plant-based, half plant-based. It's very nice. And also during the day it's really nice. I mean, we all know it right now, these scarves everywhere. That leads me to the next. And the details about the yarn I'm gonna put down below if I find out the information. I bought it? When did I buy it? Oh yeah, I bought it in the shop here in Viborg. And which brings me to the next, because it's also a scarf. Sophie Scarf. I feel like I've shown you before, but I don't know. Probably just talked about it in another video. But did I finish this already? No, because I finished it on my trip, so last podcast was before my trip to the Netherlands in Germany. So this is a scarf, but it's also a little bit of the shawl. She has a pattern shawl, but I didn't buy it. I just did the increases more often than in the scarf, so that it gets quicker, wider. But it's still very slim, because it's very slim yarn, like thin yarn. I held some almost fingering yarn together with some mohair, silk mohair from Drops, and the fingering yarn is from Ladybug. Talked about it before, because I have used it before, but I opened it up. So some really beautiful gray silk, merino and yak. Yeah, this is gray one. And then silk mohair. It's just silk mohair, you know what it is. Yeah, I used it so much. I used it so much the last few months. This is my most worn item, I think. Very happy with it. and yeah, it reaches around my neck. So it's not really the shawl, but it's just a wider scarf, I think. I've seen people with the shawl, it's like huge. Here in Denmark, everyone is wearing scarf. Every customer coming into the cafe is wearing the Sophie scarf. I used to like to mention people, like say something to them, like, oh, nice knitting. But now everyone is wearing it, so that means I would say something to everyone coming in. So I don't do that. Next finished object is a very nice one. The other ones were nice too, but this is really nice and really also challenged me in color choices. It really still has my colors in, but I was inspired to do different colors than normally because it says in the pattern, she's like, it's Jessie Maed Design, okay? So it's her pattern. It's called My Little Secret Crop, and she says in the pattern she really inspires you to use colors you would not use normally. I use colors that I would use normally, but because I had them in my stash, but I combined them like I wouldn't have done if she wouldn't have, like if I wouldn't have read it in the pattern. So I'm really happy about it, and it really gave me some change of perspective. I was like, okay, I need more color in my life, and I need to be more bold and just knit things and not be so damn careful always and be like, oh, it has to match with everything, it has to be brown. And I'm almost like getting sick by having so many brown things at the moment, and it's always the pattern, it's always the yarn that I buy is always brown, and I'm like, I can't always wear brown. So this is not brown, obviously, but it's also yellow and brown. It's like what I've been buying a lot. But don't get me wrong, I like those colors, but I needed something else, so I'm going to try and buy other colors now when I buy yarn and when I knit. But this is a really nice little tiny top that I like, and I'm going to wear a lot. Different yarns. The black is Knitting for Olive, and the green is Hjertegarn, and the white yellow thing is like some kind of Indian dye from Italy. And the brown is from a friend who brought it from Greece. So it's like different yarns. Tells all a little story. Fun pattern, easy to knit, nothing to say there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Like it was really just done. Took me a few days. And then over longer time because I paused when I reached the straps. Always when I reach to the straps and I have to do this, what is it called? I-cord. When I have to do I-cord knitting, I'm always like, ugh, I'm gonna do it another time. And then it lays in my little basket, and I will show you my basket. Love when people show their baskets. Like this is my basket with all my objects, my whips, work in progress. Yeah, right now there's two that is paused that I'm not using. I'm not going to show you because I showed you before, and I'm not at all knitting on them, not at all. But the next finished object, I'm going to put it on because I think it will fit very nice together with the top I'm wearing now. It's from my knit along, the knit along that me and Martina from We Grow Wild are hosting. It's the big rib sweater, also by Jessie Maed Design, because that's what the knit along is about. It's about, it was and still is, you can still join, knitting a pattern of Jessie Maed Design. Like she has a lot of beautiful patterns. She's size inclusive. She is body positive as heck. Like she's so inspiring. And I follow her on Instagram and on Ravelry, and on there I have been buying a lot of her patterns over the years. These are the sleeves. This is also a very toned down color. Very sage green. And oh, they fit perfectly together. I'm happy that I knitted it like this. And it has a little see-through, but it's still warm and light. I always needed something like this that is knitted, because I can wear my sweatshirt or something, but I wanted to have a knitted item. So the thing I struggled with was picking up stitches for the arms, because you have to pick up a stitch count that also fits the 4x4, because it's a 4x4 ribbing pattern and it has to, you know, go around, and I was struggling. Picked them up 100 times but eventually it worked. I just picked up more. Like I just picked up, I think, 8 more than she did, so that it fit with... Let me check my notes. Oh yeah, so on the neckband here I picked up 82 stitches instead of what she said in the pattern. That was too tight, and then I picked up again, and next time it was 84, and that was better. And I picked it up more, and I bind off more loose, like with a bigger needle here, because otherwise it was too tight. I couldn't barely get it over my head. And then I picked up 56 stitches for the arms. Exactly, yeah. And my size is a size small, I did. But I think I will do a medium next time. Even though it fits nice, but I think I will do a medium so it gets a little bit more breezy. Breezy, squeezy. But yeah, it just fits, it just knits up really fast. That's the fun thing about it, and it's just nice to have something on thick needles once in a while when you, like me, knit things on thin needles a lot. Okay, next object. You've also seen it maybe if you watch my last vlogs and videos. And that's my self-drafted striped sweater that I'm really proud of and really happy. And I really used it a lot when I was in Germany and also in the Netherlands. I used it so much because I finished it also there. It was a project that I brought. Ta-da! Yeah, it's just I did some back and forth kind of rows here, so I think it's a drop shoulder construction. That's what it's called. To get some height on the neck, and then I did pattern here also a little bit back and forth until I could, like here, knit together, so I could knit in a round. So that pattern was more easy. It's very hard to, excuse me, it's very hard to purl with color, you know. But I had to do that. I didn't have another choice. And it worked out pretty well. But I have one thing that I'm going to change before I block it. It's this, it's an I-cord thing that I did for the end. And I know it will stop rolling when I block it, but I think I don't like it. I think I want the same kind of ribbing like that is here. I just don't have more beige than this. So I have to open it up back here. And I have a lot of brown still, I have more than this. And then I'm just going to hope for it to be a little bit longer. And maybe do some brown edges like at the bottom instead of beige like here. So these is all scrap yarn. Some of them are sandness yarn, some of them I have no idea. Some of them I got from my mom. This blue one that changes, it's the same. It's just kind of a self-striping thing. And the beige is Mamagarn. I've talked about her also before, or that brand. I had 2 skeins of those twisted ones, the huge ones, 100 gram skeins, and I thought it was going to be enough for the whole sweater. Boy, I was wrong. So I had to order 2 more. So I've used 4 of their skeins on needle size 8, I think. And it's a quite huge sweater. So I'm going to, as I said, finish the bottom, but I don't know when, because now it's summer and I'm definitely not going to knit on that anytime soon. That was my finished objects, and I'm very happy with the result, and I'm happy with creating things and wearing them. Like being able really also to wear them is one of my favorite things. Like I'm really looking forward to summer, to be wearing all my tops and make more of them. I want to make a video soon about all my summer tops. Yeah, because I love that. I love summer tops. Knitted camisoles and tops and t-shirts are my favorite thing to knit, because it's quick, it doesn't have long arms, and it's a really small project you can bring easily to wherever you go in a little bag. By the way, I got new glasses, if you didn't see it already. They're kind of beige, like my own skin tone, and brown here with some kind of dotted colors, I don't know. Yeah, I needed new, because one eye was getting worse and one eye was better, so I have new glasses. FYI. Next on is whips. So work in progress. I'm I'm gonna start with the smallest one, the most uninteresting one. It's just a pair of socks that I'm probably going to open up because it's too tight. And it's again the color that I'm having some troubles with at the moment because it's everywhere in my yarn stash. So yeah, I don't know. I'm probably just gonna knit these and gift them or for myself. I think it's a really nice color, but as I said, I just have it everywhere. This kind of reddish brown. It's very beautiful. It really, always in yarn shops, I gravitate to them. I'm always like, this color I want, and I get home and I'm like, I don't want it again. But yeah, it's just a pair of socks. And then I have another tiny thing that is really another color. Be prepared. It's very beautiful. It's just very different. Tebe, my boyfriend, he picked it out in the shop. Woo! It's beautiful. Like, I really think it's so beautiful. I got also a lot of response on YouTube, on Instagram, people liking the color, and I do too. And I'm making him an easy peasy bandana. He has one already that I made for him, a black one that he's using so much, and now he needs also kind of a summer version. I mean, this is just wool. It's Sunday, the Sunday yarn from Sadness Garn, and it's 100% merino, so it's warm. But I mean, merino is very good at airing out and like regulating temperatures, but it's mostly also because it's very airy. I think it's going to be a summer garment. Yeah, and when you're hiking or walking and there's a wind and it's still warm but there's a wind, it's really nice to protect your throat so you don't get sick. So he's getting a second easy peasy bandana by, who's the designer of that? I think it's Paula Strickt. I'll figure it out. So yeah, that's a nice one that I'm making. It's a really easy one. I hope I'll finish it over the weekend because he's now back in Germany visiting his daughter. And yeah, he's coming back on Monday and today is Friday and I think I can finish it. I'll see. Yeah, next one. For me, I'm knitting myself another camisole number 4. It's my second one. I made one already. And this is green, beautiful color, from Knitting for Olive. This 100% silk. I was inspired by Martina from We Grow Wild's mini-series. She has a like Silky Way is the name of it, a mini-series about sustainable and cruelty-free silk. Yeah, not much to say about it except for I love it, and I love that I've gotten better at knitting because first time I knit this, let me show you. I'm wearing it in one of my first podcasts, I think. This is the one. Very, very nice. And when I knitted this, I was struggling a lot because I was so new in knitting and reading patterns. It was really hard and I had so much trouble, and with this one it was more easy because I just understood the pattern. I could just read it and understand and not be like, what do I do every little step on the way? But this is it. I even managed to put it on this for you, but it's only because I needed the needles for something else. for the bandana. Yeah. I have 2 skeins, and I will see how far I can get, because Martina is also doing, she's like knitting a dress, and I was very inspired. I think she is using, like she ordered some more. I think she said 4 or 3, because I think like if one already is this long and the second one will probably not be longer than this. I don't know, I'm going to try. Otherwise I keep it as a top and have the other one. But I would like to use up this one too. Knitting for Olive. Pure silk. In the color olive. Yeah. Barrette silk. So this is the cruelty-free silk that Martina she also ordered it, and that's why I was inspired to buy it too. Yeah, let's see when I finish it. I hope soon. And the next one, by the way, the designer is my favorite things, knitwear of the pattern. Camisole number 4. So the next one is a good old ripple bralette. Hard to show. One boob is done, like one side of the top is done, and the other one I hope to get it done soon also. Like I did this last night, and tonight I'm going to finish this one. In a nice brown yarn that I bought at Hobby. There's a huge hobby shop close by and I bought it there a while back. Yeah, it's really, really soft. So surprisingly soft. I think it's bamboo and viscose. And I'm going to play yarn chicken because I have this left, like these two I'm holding double. I hope it's enough. I would like it to be enough, but I think it is going to be enough because it didn't change much of the size last night. I think it's very thin, but let's see. We will see, and I will let you know how it goes. I also have some of this here for this. As I said, I always pause the strap and then start knitting the other side before I do the straps because I just don't like to knit straps. So I always do it at the end. I don't know if that's effective, but that's just how I am. I have another one for, yeah, that was all from what I am knitting for myself. This is now also for other people. This is, it looks like for an angel. This really light silk fabric. It's going to be a Cumulus blouse by Petite Knit. It's for my friend. I'm using these silk-mohair from Hjertegarn, held double. And it's very fun. I'm going to knit myself a Cumulus t-shirt soon. And also maybe a long sleeved one, I don't know. It's very nice to, I could imagine this being, because it's like this v-neck sweater, and I think it's going to be very nice with a dress in summer as a little bolero, kind of little accessory when you want to have a little warmth, but also look nice. But not in this color, I want to make another color. But I'm thinking about something like this, would be nice. So it's very fun to knit on. I really like. It's a raglan, an open raglan, so you go back and forth and do raglan stitches and on every second row, and then for creating the neckline you do increases on every 4th row. I think that's very nice, slowly, and then you're going to make an I-cord edge around, as far as I remember. I didn't read the whole pattern through, I don't do that, but I need to make one for me too. So last thing is also for someone else. It's from my bonus daughter, and it's also raglan. I have shown it at my last podcast. I wasn't far, but now I worked quite a little bit on it. This little raglan sweater that would probably fit me too as a tight sweater, but for her she's 10 and she's very skinny, like she's very long and slim. But I guess that's going to change at some point too when she's becoming a teenager. And but I'm trying to make it a little bigger so that it will fit her for the next year. So it's not only for this year, because winter is all over. Here is summer coming, and I mean next winter maybe she has longer arms then, so I have to really make the arms longer and the body longer than I would make it for her size now. I mean she's in that age where they grow fast. So, but this is just a black raglan inspired by Monday sweater by Petite Knit. But it's my own kind of stitch count. I tried measuring and calculating it all, fitting her, like her size. She drew the sweater herself, and she liked my Monday sweater, so we kind of combined these two. And the yarn is Bingo from Lana Grossa. Yes. Okay, let me have a sip. Okay, so the last category, new acquisitions and new yarn that I bought. I also bought some yarn equipment I bought new stitch markers and a little pouch. I will put a little picture up maybe. And I bought yarn in a little brownish tone, like they had some other kind of yellow color in this Knit by Moltrup, but she didn't have 2 of them and I needed 2. And then this was my second color choice and then I chose it. It's called chocolate, so it's brown again. Yeah, but I love it. I love this color. I think it's really nice and it has like a reddish tone. I think it's very similar to the color I was talking about before actually. No, it's more reddish, like more pinkish. I have two skeins and I'm going to make, I know it already, that's why I bought it for, like to make the Strata vest by Jacqueline. So I'm going to make the Strata vest by Jacqueline Ciszlak. It's like, I think it's a Polish name and it's probably pronounced differently, so sorry. But the vest, I've been wanting to make it for such a long time, like not a long because it's not out that long, but since she posted it I was like, I'm going to make that, and I just had to find perfect yarn for it. I'm really bad at buying yarn for a project. Mostly I find a project that fits the yarn that I already have from my stash, but it's just always very limited possibilities then. So I'm trying to, when I have a project, go and buy the yarn for it. It's also more sustainable for my yarn stash. Yeah. So this is this is 50% baby camel and 50% silk. So this is going to be a summer vest and top. Like, I'm going to insert a picture so you can see how it looks like. I can't wait. I think it's going to be perfect for me. And I want to be able to wear it without anything underneath, but also when it's like on colder evenings or days, or in when it's autumn or winter, I can always wear something underneath, like a skirt, like a shirt, or maybe even a long sleeve something, or a sweater maybe, I don't know. But I think I can put it on top of everything, or a dress. I don't have many dresses, but I think it's going to be great. Great. And then I bought, together when he bought the blue yarn, I bought this, also from Sunday, and this is also a very red brownish color. I'm telling you, it's hard. I always buy that color and I'm like, do I really like it? But I think it really fits good with many of the things I have. Like, look how good they fit together. So, we'll see. It's going to be something. I think I'm going to buy another one and then make a hat. Like a thin hat. It's not cotton, as I said, it's only merino, 100% merino. But maybe I can make the Oslo Hue by Petite Knit. I think it's very nice with this. But it's not hat time now, so this is probably going to end up in my stash and wait there for a while. Yeah. That was it. That was all of it. I've been thinking about making a video for a while now, and I was really struggling with what to film because, as I said, this apartment is not much flattering for my videos, and yeah, we didn't always be here, like we didn't always spend time here. We were mostly on the balcony or doing things in the city, or I was working, so there wasn't many things that I thought this is going to be a nice film. And you know how it is, like things are changing when you don't have a safe base. I didn't have a safe base. Like, I have a safe base, but it's not mine. And as you can see from my YouTube name, like nomad, being a nomad is having no home. And that's also what I wanted to discover, having no home, and see what it does to me. And I know now, it's also because I've been growing up in these different places and I don't really have one country where I really feel like this is my country, this is where I belong. Like, I think a lot about Japan and I want to travel there because I'm so inspired by the minimalism and the food. I think the food would be really good for me. And I don't know, now I'm in Denmark discovering people are working less here and they're biking more, they have some more healthy lifestyles. And I think about a lot of countries and I think about all these countries could be my home for a while. And now this is my home for a while. Like, the next few years I'm probably staying here. So I'm nomad by heart. I can be home everywhere and nowhere, but I know that I need to keep my personal routines, healthy routines. I need to have a place that I know is my own, and I need to have my own things. And I think the flat we're going to have soon, we have a new flat from June, and I'm hoping that we can rent it out when we go somewhere. We can just rent it out to people, but still knowing that that's always a door I can open and come back to, and it's mine. And it has my things, it has my yarn. I want to have a nice place to put all my yarn, and yeah, and it's a place we can always retreat to and be the two of us, like Tebe and me, and pick up on routines. And then always again break up these routines by traveling, and then coming back and find your routine again, and yeah, having time for yourself. That's what I think is important. And that's, I think, the background of my name, Nomade Knitter. I sold all my furniture almost, and we have to start new, like buying a few things. Only second hand. We're not going to spend too much money. Only on a new futon to sleep on. Except for that, I think we're going to try to buy second hand. Yeah. And my new boss, he also gave me some furniture. So we are starting here in Denmark. Nomad by heart. So thank you so much for watching my video today and for finding your way to my little corner of the internet. I'm like, my videos don't have many views, but I feel like it's just the algorithm holding me back, and yeah, some people haven't found their way yet to me, because I think we could have a lot of things in common. So I'm really happy when you give like a thumbs up, and if you leave a comment so I know who's watching, and it will help my channel a lot and make my day. So thank you so much for being here, and I hope to see you again in another video, and take care. Bye.